As we are all aware, probably the most shocking trade in NBA history just occurred as Luka Doncic was traded to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. And by now, we all know the multitude of reasons that make this trade just completely incomprehensible. Luka Doncic is already one of the greatest players of all time. Heck, if someone told me he was already a top 4 point guard of all time, I would not even argue. Screw the longevity. He is only 25 years old, did not request a trade, and had plans to stay in Dallas for at least the majority of his career. How in the world do you just trade someone like this? What's even more confusing is that nothing about this trade makes sense, literally nothing. His conditioning and shape were used as a reason for the trade. Oh, so you mean the same conditioning that allowed him to be all NBA first team 5 years in a row? The same conditioning that allowed him to play the 3rd most minutes per game last year while averaging 34, 9, and 10 and taking his team to the NBA Finals. Wow, that's some really bad conditioning, I guess. Okay, fine. Let's just give the most hated person in the history of Dallas, Nico Harrison, the benefit of the doubt and just say his reasons were valid. Okay, so you want to trade Luka Doncic, but why only the Lakers? Why didn't you at least shop him around and see what you could have gotten for him? Do you know what other teams would have given up to get Luka? You would have literally had all other 29 teams giving you some of the most insane offers you will ever see. But instead you just sent him straight to the Lakers. Now, according to Nico Harrison, they didn't need to shop him around because they already knew what they wanted, and that was Anthony Davis. Okay, cool. But I mean, would it hurt to at least explore other options? Fine. Let's just accept that Nico wanted AD and didn't want to shop around to avoid unnecessary media drama that could mess up the trade. I guess that might make sense. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. Because it could have gotten way more from the Lakers. He literally didn't even squeeze everything he could have gotten from the Lakers. This is the most friendly deal that could have possibly been made. It's almost like him and Rob Pelinka are really good friends or something. Oh, wait. But what if I told you that this actually isn't the dumbest or worst trade in NBA history? Because in December of 1976, the Buffalo Braves traded Bob McAdoo to the New York Knicks. McAdoo was 25 years old, just like Luka, and at the time had a career average of around 28.5 points per game, 12.6 rebounds per game, and 2.5 blocks, including having already won an MVP in which he put up 34.5 points per game and 14.1 rebounds per game. However, it only gets worse from here, because prior to this trade, the Braves acquired a young Moses Malone from Portland, but traded him away after only 2 games. And even though Moses Malone was young, he had already shown glimpses of what he could do, as he averaged 19 points per game and 15 rebounds per game as a rookie in the ABA. He would of course go on to later become a 3-time MVP and an NBA champion. And for the cherry on top, the Buffalo Braves during the 1977 offseason traded away Adrian Dantley, who had just won Rookie of the Year while putting up 20 points per game. This made him the first and I believe the only player in NBA history to be traded after having just won Rookie of the Year. Adrian Dantley would go on to be one of the best scorers in NBA history, including a 4-year stretch where he averaged over 30 points per game each season while shooting over 55% for each of those 4 seasons. So, for 1 week in 1976, the Buffalo Braves had a front court of Bob McAdoo, Moses Malone, and Adrian Dantley, and in less than a year, they managed to trade all 3 of them. The reasoning for these trades were apparently to cut costs and rebuild the team. However, the reason doesn't matter because this, my friends, is collectively by far the dumbest and worst trade in NBA history, and not even Nico Harrison can top that.
On the switch, Luka's got the big on him, tries the 3, and hits it! The first of many to come for Luka Doncic.